Hello, everybody, and welcome into the SFA Season 12, Week 12. We are coming at you live with the BearCave games for Week 12 here. Bit of a weird week so far. We've had quite a few big upsets. Most notably was Iowa State, who's now on a skid as of late, and Georgia Southern as well. Let me know if you can hear me. If you don't know what this is the SFA, which is an online dynasty ran entirely through Discord. You do not need the game. You can recruit, you can set schemes, you can hire coordinators, you can do all sorts of fun things, and you can also compete in server games like fantasy football, and we have a fully functional sports book. So if that's something you might be interested in, feel free to check out any of the links in our descriptions and join. As well as if you do watch live, we are affiliated, so you might run into an ad or two. So feel free to drop your Twitch Prime. It is free to avoid those ads, and any and all revenue made through the Twitch channel does go back to you guys in terms of a national championship trophy. So, yeah, let me know if you can hear me, and then we can get started. As long as somebody can hear me, we're good to go. We've got some fun games here, especially the first one, Southern Miss and Mississippi State is perhaps the most weirdly bet on game this week. Probably maybe this season, as we have multiple coaches dropping 40K on each side. So let's jump on in here. And remember, our game day coming up a little bit later is Baylor and Kansas. Can Kansas beat the streak? Not only their game day losing streak, but beat Baylor's streak of 6 straight CFPs. We're just gonna jump right in here, though. I'm going down to the Sun Belt. For those of you who do not know how we do BearCave games, is we quick sim it to the end, and if it's close, then we'll watch it play out. B-Dog already said tails and kick. This is a big game for Southern Miss. Beat those in-state rivals. I'm not sure how many times they've played throughout the SFA history, but this is basically this is one of the games I made for Patreon as a request, so we'll see how it works out. This was painstaking to get this to work, but we got it here. It's a little bit of a night game, and for those of you who are betting on this game, it is a 7.5-point spread in favor of Southern Miss. Obviously, Mississippi State has yet to win a game this season. And the over-under for this game is 55.5. So can Mississippi State play for some pride and get a win on the board? 0-10 this year. And they do have an SFA player, Brock Thunderbird. He is basically a worse McBurnfinger. He plays both ways. Davis Wade Stadium. All right, we got tails and kick. D. Dowis, Amari Snowden are the captains. Here we go. This might be the first time we've ever checked out Mississippi State Stadium, as our field is glitching a little bit, but Mississippi State starts it out early here. Early touchdown. Nothing from Southern Miss quite yet as we go to the second quarter. Southern Miss now 7-7, 14-7. Oh boy, Mississippi State putting up a fight. This could be a good one, and they take a 6-point lead into halftime as we head to the second quarter here. And Southern Miss adds a field goal. Mississippi State extends it to a 10-point lead. Okay, Southern Miss is in danger here. This is the difference between the P5 and the G5, and look at that. They get back within 3, so we're going to go one play at a time, see if Mississippi State can close out a victory. Brock Thunderbird is the running back. He is an SFA player. Remember, we can't take a look until we're inside the 2-minute mark here. 4th and goal. Oh boy, so they get the stop. So what are they going to do? They're going to kick a field goal here to extend it to 6 points. So Southern Miss is going to have a chance to win it. The kick is up, and it's good. All right, so they extend the lead to 6, and currently the over-under is at 55.5. That's what I believe it's set at. Sorry, I'm only looking at my algorithm side, not the server, but We are within a 1.5 right now, so can D. Dowis mount an insane comeback to cap off? It would be probably the win of his career, honestly. All right, D, good game so far today. You've got plenty of time, all 3 timeouts. They got the defensive stop inside the 10. Now it's time for the offense to go to work. D. Dowis, can he pull off a miracle? Plenty of time. Fits it in there. That's going to be a first down, and we know who that is, Marcus Anderson. He had a fantastic Patreon game day at this point about a month ago. All right, D. Dowis again, and floats that one out there. That's risky, but he breaks some tackles, and that's going to be about a 9-yard gain. Remember, when you play from behind, you got to start throwing the ball. All right, inside the 50. 2nd and 1, though. Split back formation. D dumps that off to the receiver, and he breaks it, and DJ Hall gets first down. All right, Southern Miss is threatening. Remember, this is a 7.5-point spread, so if you picked Mississippi State, the plus 7.5, you're feeling pretty good. The Sickos parlay picked it. Welcome in, Nathan Cardinals, as D. Dowis finally going to take off. Using that speed, he cuts up the middle. Oh, and he's barely brought down. That could have been a very electric run up the gut. All right, but we're sitting here with a minute left. 3 timeouts still. It looks like we're taking a second here. I believe D. Dowis has 98 or 99 speed. All right, split backs. We're just inside the 40. Clock is ticking. He's still got those 3 timeouts. They need a touchdown. Can D deliver? He's going to be sacked. He tried to escape. They put out that big bear claw of an arm, and the undersized Dowis goes down. All right, 2nd and 16. Lucky they had those timeouts, but now you've got to make a play. 47 seconds left. They're in shotgun. They bring a blitz. It's picked up. He dumps it off. Plenty of room there as he goes out of bounds, saving the timeout. Antonio Shelton makes this a manageable 3rd and 5. Still plenty of time. Still playing right at the sticks. No need to worry quite yet if you're a Southern Miss fan. Split backs again. 3rd and 5. Only a 4-man rush. D, he's going to take off again, and he gets the first down and is brought down from behind 11 yards. But 36 seconds and 1 timeout left. They are threatening the red zone. This is getting sketchy for both teams. Split back formation in this rivalry. Can Southern Miss pull off the comeback? He floats it as he's hit. Double coverage, and it's incomplete. Mississippi State could have just won the game there, but they dropped the interception. 2nd and 10. That could have been the game. D. Dowis needs to play hero ball, but he needs also to be smart as he floats it over the middle, and that's complete. And they're going to give him the first down, so clock stops. That is a huge call on the ball spot. Mississippi State yelling at the refs, calling it bullshit, but the game's still going. Clock is ticking. 1st and 10. D to the line. 20 seconds left. He's going to take off. He uses the speed up the middle. He's stopped inside the 5. 16 seconds left. They're hurrying up to the line now. 16 seconds inside the 5. They got to punch it in. What is the call? Under center, D, he's going to throw it. D, he throws it to the end zone. Oh, and it's overthrown. 8 seconds left, 2nd and goal. Inside the 5. Can Mississippi State hold for their first win of the year? D. Corner blitz, and he's brought down. What a crazy call for Mississippi State. 3rd and goal. This is the game. The corner blitz, they never saw him. 3rd and goal. 4 seconds left. Either a touchdown for Southern Miss or heartbreak. Dowis is in shotgun. D. Over the middle, wide open, man! touchdown, Southern Miss! 1 second on the clock. And now Mississippi State is going to ice the kicker. They're going to ice the kicker here. Remember, still 1 second left. As the over hits on that play, if you bet on the over. All right, here we go. The kick is up, and it's good! Southern Miss takes the lead in this crazy rivalry. 1 second left here. Can Mississippi State do something insane? We've never seen a kickoff return for a touchdown. He goes outside. Holy shit! No way! Mississippi State! Oh my God! A kick return for a touchdown! The first in SFA history! 98 yards! Darius Ostrander! And triple zeros on the clock! Oh my God! What the fucking hell? I can't believe they did it. What did we just witness? Why am I playing? I'm not trying to play here. What the fuck happened? And they get the 2 points. It doesn't matter. The game is over. Holy fuck, what in the world just happened? Dogwater just lost 40K on the kick return for a touchdown with 1 second left. This game can't be real. Oh my God. Darius Ostrander, he had 2 TDs. Did he get another return? Mississippi State gets their first win of the season. And I'm sorry that I played the last play. I didn't touch my controller, so it went to the auto snap. But what? What? That is the first kick return for a touchdown we have ever seen on stream. We've seen 1 punt return touchdown, but we've never seen a kickoff return. Hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of kickoff returns that we've seen since Season 7, since we went to this format. That was the first one. And it happened at the 1 second left. Poor Southern Miss, man. That is actually insane. B-Dog, that might be worse than anything ECU has ever experienced. Yeah. We have to make this a yearly game. That was crazy. Mississippi State to the rival for the first game of BearCave this week. You can't make this shit up. Oh, it was a 55-yard pass. And, oh, it just says he did it twice. That's not real. What the hell happened? Clock. I mean, D. Dallas, one hell of a game. They ran the ball all over him. They deserve to win this game. But you got to play special teams. You got to play to the whistle. As Dogwater knows, it's not over till it's over. Quay Camaro gets a sack. I can't believe we just got that highlight, especially after what happened last week. Rock Thunderbird went crazy. He had 109 yards. He also got some receiving. And I mean, I'm still in shock. I don't know what just happened. I'm in absolute shock that just happened. Was that both Ron and that was both Ron and Dogwater that just lost, right? They both lost all that money? That's insane. on a kickoff. When you bet on this stuff, man, it knows. I don't know what. I swear there's not a script. 80K. Can I get my algorithm back? They just... Absolutely wild. Like, where do we even go from here? Well, I'll tell you. We're going down to San Diego and Fresno State. So, on to the Mountain West. And this is to really see who probably wins the division and, honestly, probably this conference. So, this is a massive one. Fresno State coach, doubt he's even here. Man, we've seen that happen where the hole opens up and they find it, but they always somehow get caught, or they get pushed out by the kicker or something, right? They run out of sideline. That time though, there was just nobody. All right, well here we go. We are on to something else. San Diego State and Fresno State. If you're in the betting, Fresno State is a 4-point favorite, and it's 57. I believe 57.5, might be 56.5. I don't know the exact number, but that's what we're looking for. It felt like something was going to happen. Like Mike yesterday in the watch party, right? Which you guys will be able to see once it's posted, but I totally felt like Jonathan Matthews was going to return one, but I guess I just had the feeling it would be this week. I don't know. He almost broke one yesterday, but crazy how this stuff works out. So the only thing now that we haven't seen is like a 2-point conversion returned for like a safety or a blocked kick at all. We have yet to see a block live. So those things will probably never happen though. I think it was way overdue for the kick return. It's sickos, so you got about 3 or 4. All right, well, this game will definitely not deliver even close to what we just saw. But, I mean, B-Dog, welcome to the Falling Apart. That's going to get a special segment. As San Diego State, Fresno State here. Low scoring here in the first half at least. San Diego State out with the lead. 100%. I hype it all up as honestly a surprising result so far here, as we got San Diego State up big right now on Fresno. Can they bring it back? They do. They're within 9. It looks like the over has hit here, but we're still not within 1 score. All right, now we are. So here we go. 2 minutes left. San Diego State, can they win the game? They have a few SFA players left. They run the triple option down in San Diego State. If you didn't know, the last coach that was there, that's what he was running. All right, 2nd and 1 here. Can they finish it? And he gets stuffed. That's Vic Wally, SFA player. He was a power back a few seasons ago. Absolutely wild. No idea. All right, dumps it off. Can he get the first down? Vic, he stretches. He ran over a man, and he got it. A critical power from Vic Wally gets him the first down. And that might have just secured the game. Dumps it off. That was going nowhere. So, giving Fresno State a free down right there. I mean, they have no timeouts. Just run the clock. I don't know what San Diego State's trying to do. Well, first down wins this game for him. 2 points. Hands it off the gut, and he's brought down again. 3rd and 11, so it's looking like Fresno State will get the ball back with a chance. San Diego State kind of blowing this game so far. Third 11. Looks like they're about to spike it. Interesting playbook choice here. But they're just going to run the clock. No timeouts left for Fresno. They could get it back with probably around 40 seconds left, assuming this is not incomplete. They are throwing it, though. Interesting. And off the back foot into the dirt. And honestly, San Diego State just choked the game. Instead of giving them the ball back with under 10 seconds left, 2 incompletions in the last 3 plays, they're left with a minute 16. Horrible play calling for the Aztecs here. And Fresno, oh, he drops the ball. Let's see if that impacts him. He breaks a tackle, gets back to the 30. All right, Fresno State now has a chance. Fresno State. He's going to yam that. He finds the receiver out of the backfield. That's a first down. They have about 500 pass yards here today. Holy smokes. They're cooking this defense. Minute left. No timeouts. Split back set. We've never seen Fresno State, at least this year, on BearCave. So, new team. As he just throws that away. John Andrews, the quarterback, has about 500 yards and 3 TDs at this point. All right, dump it off again to the running back. Can he get the first? He does. The clock stops. That is massive, saving valuable time as they run back up to the line. We're now inside the 45. Trips right. Andrews over the 500 passing mark. Clean pocket. He throws that to the corner, and they call it a completion. It looks like he dragged the foot. Putting on an absolute clinic here, Mr. John Andrews. 528. That might be the highest pass total we've seen all year in a single game. All right, fakes the run. Over the middle, finds his man again. They're inside the 5. Now remember, folks, they only need a field goal. But Florida State, or Fresno State, they want the cover as we breaks Derek Carr's record. Wow. John Andrews having a massive day, bigger than anything in Fresno State history. Clock is running, though, so this is potentially... Let's hope they don't screw the pooch here. Fresno State. They're just going to run the ball. Oh, Andrews, he had it. They don't have any timeouts. San Diego State steals the win. What are you doing? Oh, my God. What a colossal choke by both sides. I cannot believe this game, man. John Andrews, all the room in the world. He breaks all the records, and he just can't find the lane. What the fuck was that? Why are you running the ball? They didn't run it once the entire drive. And don't have any timeouts? Like, what are you doing? Fresno State chokes. What a crazy start to this week, man. Lordy, lordy, lordy. Looked like an easy touchdown, man. They got the pancake. That's what I don't understand. He just ran into the defender. Just run outside. And they're cooking through the air. Why not just throw the ball? What a wild game here in the Mountain West. And I just know that this BearCave is going to have absolutely no chill after these two games. But here we go. Let's look at it anyways. We got another kickoff return in this game. Vic Wally, couple. Two kickoffs in the same quarter? Like, what are we looking at? Actually, I don't think that's real. I think that's a glitch. Andrews, 547, and he had one on the ground. My God, how do you choke that one, man? Got an interception from Dotson. There are no SFA players on this team. There might be next year, as Chadley Brown might be committing here. And we got a kickoff return on the other side. Nick Reed. Vic Wally had 2. Oscar Freyer, SFA player. On defense, Kimo Kikoa, SFA player. Junior Jabby, former ECU Pirate, got yoinked from my team. Derwin Fields Crook. All right, there we have it. I haven't eaten dinner yet. It's only 4:45 in beautiful Southern California. All right, well, next game up, let's keep the train rolling, as we've got Texas and Texas A&M. So Texas had a very poor showing last week. Same with Texas A&M. So both trying to rewrite the ship, get to bowl eligibility. Dave, if you're here, heads or tails, kick or receive. If you're not, Skook, let me know, kick or receive. Whichever one replies is what we'll go with. The Lone Star Showdown. Rivalry week, pretty much. I don't see either of them, so I'm just going to go with Dave here. Nobody's talking in chat. All right. Here we go. We got Dave. We've got Skook. It's UTAM, baby. For those of you who care, it's a 4.5-point spread for Texas A&M, the home team. And then it is also 58.5, I believe, for the over-under. As Ole Miss has locked up the division here. They have, I'm pretty sure it's locked up. It depends if they've already faced Texas or not. So no chance at the conference this season, or at the division this season for either of these two teams. Our last two division winners. Texas last year, Texas A&M in season 10. But still, bowl game on the line, bragging rights on the line. Here we go. We're at Kyle Field, home of the Colt. All right, we got heads, Longhorns, and they do not win the toss, so Texas A&M will kick it. So Texas will start with the ball here. Let's see what crazy thing happens in this game. Starting off rather pedestrian. A&M gets on the board first. They go up 2 scores. Is Texas going to collapse on BearCave yet again? They did against Akron. They did against Tennessee. Texas, there you go, get on the board. Only down 10. That is probably a win here. And don't go. There you go. Defense coming up clutch. Can they score, though? That is the question. No, they cannot. So down into the 4th quarter here. We are getting down to the nitty-gritty. Texas, you got to score. No, Texas A&M, they get it. And it doesn't look good for Texas fans. Beavers coming in clutch, coming through. Can they put the dagger in the coffin, or the nail in the coffin? And there it is. Tough scenes here as Texas once again gets blown out on BearCave in back-to-back weeks. And A&M and Coach Skook get bowl eligible here. 30-7. Rex Beavers completely taking over the game here. I mean, it's just all running. Sal Easton on the other side, 2 freshman quarterbacks, 1-1. And then rushing, Phillips. Receiving, Maurice Young didn't really do much. 3 sacks given up, and then on defense, they didn't really do anything extracurriculars. Got 5 tackles for loss, and that's about it. Oof. Tough. 2 missed field goals as well. Texas just leaving a lot of meat on the bone there. So Rex Beavers, he had a touchdown through the air, 300 yards. And rushing the ball, only 27 yards, but he got 2 tutties. Nicely done. Percy Knox getting involved. You'd love to see that. And then Freddie Furman, SFA player, stepping up, 2 sacks. Solomon Geraldo, SFA player. Bryson White gets a sack. Mark Goings, the Von Miller wannabe, gets an interception. Ozzie Merkins doesn't do anything. He very well could find his way to the portal. He was promised freshman All-American. So we'll see if that... Oh, sorry. For some reason, I got a random Skype pop-up. I don't even know why I have Skype on here. I need to delete Skype. I've never used it on my computer. All right. Texas, easy victory for them. All right, where are we headed next? We are headed over to the ACC in arguably the weirdest division in the country. I only had downloaded it because we had to use it for something for work. All right, so we got Pittsburgh and Duke. So ACC here. If Coach Crew is here, let me know. Yes, you are. Heads or tails, kick or receive. Number 25 ranked with a loss to ULM. But hey, they beat Louisiana, so quality loss. Taking on the mighty Duke. Heads or tails, kick or receive, Coach Crew. For the bettors here, it is a 6.5-point spread in favor of the Pitt Panthers. I believe they are the Panthers. And then it is a 54.5 over-under. There's Coach Crew. Or no, that's the Duke coach. Never mind. We haven't seen Duke this year. We've seen Pittsburgh quite a bit. Jaws Patterson. We've seen him choke. We've seen him get a few close wins. So, be interesting to see which team shows up here today. Wallace Wade Stadium. You want tails and kick. Here we go. All right. Well, Duke wins the toss. And we are off. Duke gets the early touchdown here in the first quarter. Oh boy, a 14-point lead. Oh no, so this is not a good start for Pittsburgh. They get one back though, and a quick one back. Okay, maybe a big play there or something. And then they take the lead before halftime. So Duke blows a 14-0 first quarter lead. You love to see it. Can Pitt close it out now? Boom, they get another tutty, but Duke responds. They finally respond. All right, we're headed to the fourth quarter now. And they tie it up. Oh, boy, we're in for another close one. We're going to do another drive here. And a stutter and a field goal is no good for Pitt. We're inside 4 minutes now. Duke is on the offensive. They get sacked. 4th and 17. And now Pittsburgh back on the run. And it's 4th and 2. And they punt it back. All right, Duke, here we go. 3rd and 1. Can Pittsburgh get off the field? They have some SFA players on this defense. They're going to hand it up the gut, and they convert. Duke looking to end it, and probably take control of this division. I think Pitt has a 1-game lead. There's Rafi Spriggs, 2 sacks today. Holy heck. He's an SFA player. Was going to commit to Tennessee. Last minute chose Pitt, and they bring down the tight end there. He does convert. Duke has 1 SFA player. It's a linebacker, Ouija Guido. Fun fact. And they're throwing that one deep, and it looks like it slipped out of his hands or something. He put a lot of oomph behind that one. 3rd and 7. Can Pitt get off the field? They have 3 timeouts. Plenty of time for Jaws Patterson. Jay Jettas, it's been wild. And that's a conversion. They went for the deflection. They couldn't get it. He dove in front, but Jeff Fritz brought it in. 1st down and 10. 3 timeouts left, and the Blue Devils are cooking. Split back set. Duke. Nice pocket. Wide open, man. Patrick Swain. And there it is. All right. Minute 19 left, though. Duke is pushing it. Pittsburgh might want them to score at this point. Inside the 15. They are running clock, so it looks like they're going to play for the field goal. As, oh my God, it ran right into a meat sack defensive end, Matt Huff. 2nd and 13. Clock is ticking. Pitt opting not to use the timeouts. Interesting call by Coach Crew. Man in motion. They're going to run a little power, and he's stiffied. Oh, no, they're giving up lots of yards. Joe Brigham gets 2 out of that. Could have been a lot worse, as he's up to over 125 yards on the day. Lacoby Dean brought him down. 3rd and 11. And this is going to be the final play. Why aren't they calling timeout? They're just going to run a play. What is going on? Duke! Oh my God, the 2nd complete blunder we've seen today, and we're going to overtime. San Diego State got completely bailed out earlier today, and now Pitt gets absolutely bailed out. All right, Crew, let me know heads or tails. Heads or tails here for Pitt. Tails. All right, and then let me know offense or defense, offense or defense, offense or defense. Offense or defense. All right, here we go. Overtime, the first one of the day, ironically, even though it's been a wild BearCave so far. All right, Duke has the ball first. They just choked the win. Are they going to choke the game now? They run some quick option, goes nowhere. Lacoby Dean on the tackle. SFA linebacker. They're going to throw it again. And they break some tackles. It's going to be about 3rd and 10 after the sack. Daniel Freeman on the sack this time. Critical 3rd and 10 now. We have no idea how good the Duke kicker is. Third and 10. 1-on-1 on the outside. 4-man rush. Clean pocket, steps up, fires it, triple coverage, and it's brought in by Chris Leach. 1st down, Duke. Seems like no matter what Pitt does, they get them into the situation. They just cannot make the final play. Can Duke finally get into the end zone? They're going to hand it off here. Brigham, he stiffies one, and he's brought down on the edge. Matt Huff again. This has been a wild BearCave so far. We've had wins on last-second plays twice. And an end around here. He cuts inside. Oh, my God. What looked terrible turned into a positive game. Jeff Fritz on his game today. 3rd and 4 now. Look at the ref going crazy. Oh, they bring a blitz in over the middle, wide open, man. Touchdown, Duke. So maybe Duke was just playing with their food. They wanted to give Coach Crew a little hope and then squash him, as they're up by 7 now. So big win for West Virginia after getting smoked by Nebraska. All right, here comes, you see Ricardo Joseph there in the slot, the former quarterback, now turned wide receiver. Jaws Patterson, though, behind. And Daniel Sisk. Jaws going to keep it, and he's brought down from behind. Sisk couldn't do anything. Luigi Guido on the tackle, SFA player. Watch out for him. 2nd and 12. Handoff here, Daniel Sisk. Oh, he has a lot of room. The blocker's helping him out. Sisk gets about 10. Beautiful blocking. He's up over 250 on the day, and Pitt is not winning? What the hell? I should have put Daniel Sisk. I picked him last week. All right, 3rd and 2. Sisk again up the gut, and he gets it easily. Who's going to be the first team to break? Remember, folks, we got a full game day here after BearCave, and then we've also got recruits signing tonight. 5-star, the top cornerback in the country, Sharif Simpkins, going somewhere. Get a fake handoff to Sisk. Patterson drops it off, and that goes nowhere. Seems like Duke is dialed into that pass game, not so much the run game. Patterson, 16 for 32. 2nd and 11. Hand it off Sisk again. He finds from outside. The Ohio State transfer. Gets about 7. Third and 4, Duke. Anything lower than a touchdown and Duke wins. Bubble screen. And oh my God, it would have been the game. A delayed bubble screen goes nowhere. They just drop it. Duke had the win. All right, here we go. Game on the line for Coach Crew and Pitt. What is the call? Oh, they bring a blitz. Jaws, he escapes, and he's brought down! Duke wins. They get the upset at home over Pitt in overtime. Tough game to lose, but honestly, Pitt shouldn't have been there anyways. Duke won that game in regulation. Pitt's going to be good, though. If I make it to the... What do you mean? When ECU gets to the ACC, Pitt will be a tough game. Cease and desist. What did I do? Dogwater, if you think these first 4 games have been rough, just wait. Just wait for your game. Oh, man. And that's the game that's next up, the Sickos game of the week. Dude, I have no idea how good my BearCave's doing. And ironically, all of my bets, I was tailing, in my bets, I was tailing B-Dog. So if he's not doing well, then I'm screwed. All right, let's take a look how this one went. I mean, Sisk, an 84-yard run. That was that big play. That second quarter was great for Pitt, but then they kind of just choked. Sisk, incredible day. Doesn't matter when you lose, though, unfortunately. Ricardo Joseph, no catches. On defense, Spriggs, insane game. 3 sacks, but no interceptions or turnovers that we can see here. And then for Duke, let's see. Adam Barnes, the freshman, 3 touchdowns. Brigham had a good game as well. And honestly, it'll be interesting to see how this this affects the that division, because that division's going wild. Virginia Tech lost. Miami won. I think everything happened that wasn't supposed to happen. So, Dogwater, I'll let you know when we get to that point. ECU hasn't even found it yet, so I don't think there is a point where the misery stops. It's just a part of it. The problem with the SFA is, like, everyone's so focused on making the playoff / winning the national championship that things that you get excited for your team in real life doing, like an 8-4 season every year, you'd be happy with IRL, but here it's like a gross failure. It's just tough. All right, but here we go. Sicko's game of the week. Get your Bob and Us ready. Here we go. Who has more rushing yards? Who's going to have more rushing yards? Is it going to be Packy, the Utah running back? Sorry, Tokomaha, because it won't let me type Packy for some reason. Or will it be Bowers? Who will have more rushing yards today? 1 minute on the clock. Will it be Tokomaha or will it be Bowers? And Moon, let me know, heads or tails, kick or receive. Somebody put all their points on Bowers. Moon, heads or tails, kick or receive? Waiting on Moon here. Heads or tails, kick or receive for Moon while we wait. And this is going to be a 3-point Arizona spread. And then the over-under for this game is going to be 57.5. Heads and receive. Okay, confident in the Utes. I mean, if you look at the talent disparity, Dogwater, I don't know why you complain about your record. Your team on paper is dog meat. So, I don't know what to tell you, man. Moon is the one who should be complaining. Look at that, 88 overall, 5-4. That's BS. All right, the prediction is running out. Probably something in like the 68 range, something terrible. I'm talking in teams who get to whine about being a playoff team. If you're not over like an 85 overall. Oh boy, here we go. We got rain in Tucson. Let's get it. Dogwater putting a jacket over the suit. Arizona State's already pretty much locked up this division. Utah still has a faint chance. Winner most likely taking on Oregon. So Pac-12, honestly, if Arizona doesn't do it, likely out of the mix for the playoff this year. Bear down, here we go. Fun fact, if you didn't know what bear down means, in like the 1920s, the quarterback or the star player on Arizona's team got in a car accident and was dying, and so his last words were like bear down to the locker room or something, so that's why they say it. So we're gonna go heads and receive here for Utah. So that's a fun fact I just found out with all the realignment stuff. All right, Dogwater, who cares? Here we go. First quarter. Quick touchdown for Utah. If that was Packy, if that was Pop-Tart Packy, I'm going to laugh so hard. Arizona has been critiquing Pop-Tart Packy all year long, and it looks like what is going on in Arizona, man? It looks like all the offense just disappeared. Okay, but they add one before half. Third quarter, here we go. Can Arizona get it back? Josh Gamara, he gets a field goal. And Utah battling back here. 10-point lead once again as we head to the fourth quarter. Can Arizona get a stop? They do. We're going to go one play at a time. Josh Gamara can't do anything here. And pass drop by Bowers on fourth down. Turnover here. Remember, it's still not a... Oh, and that's a touchdown. Oh, dear. Pass to Warren. And Arizona's getting cooked now. Remember, we cannot jump in until it is inside one score. But, hey, Arizona got a score right there. Can they make a crazy comeback? Pacarora, can he finish the game? All right, Gamara to Lazard. Gamara to Lazard. Touchdown Bowers. So they've gotten back here, 34-30. Oh boy, a 3-point game all on the line. Utah had a 7-point lead with less than 3 minutes to go. Can Janikowski, can Seabass get the onside kick? He kicks it, and that goes nowhere. Unfortunate. So unless we see something disgusting, this one is over. So 17 points was just a little bit too much to come back from. As they are being smart, Coach Moon being smart out here and just kneeling it after he's seen what's happened the last couple of weeks. And this is going to be the last play of the game if they even snap it. But looks like Utah gets the win and they keep their hopes alive for the division. And there it is. So Arizona goes to 5-5. Utah goes to 6-4. And that ended very abruptly. Interesting. All right, let's see how this one shook out. Pacarora started with a 73-yard tutty. You can't make this up. Bowers came back with a 79-yarder. Oh, it's anyone's game for the it's anybody's game for the rushing yards. Who has more rushing yards, man? Let's take a look. Mitchell, 256, 3 tutties. Then you had Pacarora with 213. Pacarora pretty much triples his career high. Holy heck. And then let's see, though. Bowers, can he do it, though? Bruno Ferrari doing his thing. All right, Arizona, how did they do? Gamara, 277, 3 tutties. He did his thing. He doing his thing. And 143 is not enough. So Packy, Pop-Tart, Tokamaha, whatever you want to call him, only 16% of the vote. He killed Bowers in the run game. There's all the Babanas. Dogwater absolutely going into the hole today. But Mike Wishbone had himself a fantastic day per usual. Honestly, the pass offense did great. Probably broke the record for bets don't get returned. It counts as a cover. Poe Castle 10. Taylor McQueen only 6. I mean, 2 sacks is fine. But, I mean, Arizona was the 3-point favorite, so this is Utah winning outright. So, Gamara and Sid Nash, he got a fumble. An absolute banger start today here for the for BearCave. Honestly, all these games have been fantastic. All right, so now we're on to the Patreon game of the week. We have Wyoming and TCU. So if Wind or Mango are here, let me know Wind is the away team, so he gets to choose heads or tails, kick or receive. Mango, if you're here, let me know so you can pick kick or receive, whichever one does first. TCU on a skid. Actually, Wyoming on a winning streak of sorts. So it was interesting to see that we called that this was going to be a push. All right, I see Mango, so we're going to give it to him. Here we go. Terrible year for TCU, just honestly destroyed by injuries. Kind of a lost year, but definitely a chance to... they have a chance to eliminate Coach Wind from bowl contention. So, always playing to be a hater. I thought this TCU team was going to make a run this year. Maybe next year. They have the tools to do it. Here we go, Amon G. Carter Stadium. Oh yeah, when your team's losing, it's always about being a hater. All right, 1-8 versus 3-6. Let's see what happens here. TCU gets on the board first. This is a push game. And the over-under, sorry, I forgot to tell you guys. Pissing his cornflakes, what? The over-under for this game was 56.5, I believe. Next quarter. TCU 10-0, nothing doing for Wyoming. Just getting absolutely steamrolled. But they had a field goal before half, so that must feel pretty good. All right, can Wyoming do something here? Defense is coming on strong. 13-10. This is a low-scoring game, but TCU puts it right back to 2 scores. And they put up 17. TCU going wild. And, 34. Here we go. The murder has begun, and they cannot punch it in. And that is going to do it. A 24-point win here for TCU. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. Easy dub for TCU. They're second on the year, ending Wynn's chance at a bowl game. Warfield didn't do much. Hilton got a touchdown. He's back from injury. So JT Redwine, the redshirt freshman, having himself his best game of his career. Hilton is back, only got 49 yards. He didn't really need to do much else. And on defense, 2 sacks for Julius Johnson. And then Kane Chambers didn't really need to do much. Luke Bowman, I mean, coverage, you don't need to do much against this team. And Ted Bonowitz, the punter, got a tackle. Andrew Warfield, honestly, not a bad day. Potts. What did Potts do to deserve that? 10 rushes for 11 yards. Malika Fruz got himself over 100. The SFA players, oh, man. Perry Potts, not sure what he was doing. And then Malika Fruz on defense, 8 tackles. Couldn't make any other splash plays, no interceptions or anything, but definitely a crazy game. All right, there you go. All right, so we're halfway through, and we're almost at an hour. This is going to be a long bear cave. Sometimes that happens when we have bangers of games going back to back to back. That's all right. All right, so before we head to the right side of the graphic, the games of the week, we have to settle the score for the commissioner. We have to do my game. Navy going on the road to Greenville. Can they pull off the unthinkable? No, they cannot. 49-10. You got Vanilla Vic. You got Gibson. You got Christian Richard. You got Vanilla Vic doing it again. Just destroying these guys left, right, and center, baby, the way we like to do it. 259 on the ground. Ooh, baby. Christian Richard is him, my guy. As Vanilla Vic keeps getting injured, he probably has some lingering thing going on. That's all right. Our guys coming up clutch. It's been next man up all year long. As we get a sack from Glasscock again. J.J. Watt doing nothing. So hyped for this team. We got an interception. Leslie Stirrups, the defensive tackle, getting an interception. Interesting. All right. So here we go. We are now going to Arizona State and UCLA. Coach Rick, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. UCLA, Coach Huey, let me know heads or kick or receive if Rick does not reply here in the next couple of seconds. This is the first time we're seeing Arizona State on BearCave this season. They've had a very, very bad schedule up to this point. So, interested to see what this team actually looks like. I don't see either of them, so we're just going to go. Oh, Yui said you receive right at the right time. Here we go. But we got Cody Green, the transfer from Iowa. You've got Aaron Ford, the transfer from Georgia. You got Rafa Hooker, the top 5 freshman wide receiver. And then you've also got Ricky So, the running back from last year. Plenty of defenders on this team. Arizona State's good. Can they finally make the playoff? I don't think they played Cal yet. Maybe they were at the very beginning of the season, but we have not seen them in quite a bit. I know we have not seen Cody Green playing in this uniform yet. Like, I haven't had gameplay of him yet. Here we go. This is a team, though, UCLA, that we've seen a lot. They've been on game day style games 3 times this year, and we're at the Rose Bowl for the first time since they broke the streak against Utah. Can they do it again? Can they start a winning streak here? So the question is, can UCLA start a winning streak here at home at the Rose Bowl, or is Arizona State going to hunker down and keep the dream alive for the playoff? 7-7 early on, back and forth. Here we go. Arizona State gets a quick one, though. Can UCLA keep it close, though? There they go. They get a touchdown. Remember, they have the leading rusher in the country. Cody Green leads another touchdown drive. UCLA, they get a field goal, staying in, and they add a field goal before half. Ricky Aguayo, probably the best field goal kicker in the country. As we head to the third quarter, this one is close. UCLA, oh, they cannot get any offense there, and now they're down 2 scores. That was massive, and are the floodgates about to open? No. Only down 17. They push it to a 10-point game. Is Arizona State going to score again? Yes, they do. Come on. UCLA, we need you to cover. Remember, it is 17 points, and there it is. Arizona State just slowly but surely destroying them. 18-point game at this point. This one is all but over. Arizona State gets it done. Rafa Hooker started us out. He got 2 today. Sampson got 1. Cody Green ran himself. Rawls got it done. Forward at the end. And that is how the cookie crumbles. A tough one to win for sure. Tavarius Trace, though, had a fantastic day. 345 yards, 4 TDs. And then on the ground, oh boy, Sampson did not have himself a great day on the ground. That is probably the difference. But Sampson did get one through the air. Then on defense, Brent Lesser, brother of Mo, leads them in tackles again. Sack for Wilson, sack for Martin, and no other extracurriculars there. Arizona State, Cody Green, 24 of 40, 440, 3 tutties through the air. Aaron Ford led him. Not much else to talk about. Rafa Hooker, game of his career so far that we've seen. And then on defense, 3 tackles for loss, only a sack for Donnie Thurman, SFA player. No interceptions or anything like that, so quite interesting that it was so steep. I guess just Sampson not popping off like he normally does was a big difference there. So they had a fumble here from Brian Gorman. Fumble recovery. So ASU stays at 1 loss. Big win today here on BearCave. All right, let's keep it going now. Notre Dame and Alabama. All right. So Notre Dame is one of two. I'm not going to say one of two, but them and Baylor have had very similar years. They've dominated every game they've played, but then their quarterback goes down and they lose two. And now that he's back, Bart Rogers is back, they're back to being that elite team. So very interesting type of a team going on. Like, how much do those two losses impact you when you know it's because their quarterback went down? Same thing happened with Baylor. We've seen it happen to ECU this year. So a lot of teams experiencing QB injuries throughout the country. I know Alabama even had E.J. Irons out for a week or two. So very interesting. This is going to be a big game, though. Alabama is no team to scoff at. We've seen E.J. Irons make some unbelievable plays this year as well. All right, massive game here for Notre Dame, who hasn't really been relevant in the SFA for probably 2 or 3 seasons. Alabama's just been battling, being pretty like on the upper mid level of teams, never really threatening at a playoff in the modern era, except for when they made it in season 7. Notre Dame starts out with a touchdown, and then they falter, but only 7-0 here. For those of you who are betting, Notre Dame is a 5.5-point favorite, and the over-under for this game is 61.5. So expecting some fireworks here we have not gotten in the first half. In Alabama, they tie it up now. This game looks to be pretty close. Notre Dame converts as we enter the fourth quarter. Can Alabama set? No, E.J. Irons is sacked, and then Notre Dame puts it to a 2-score lead. A 68 return for a touchdown, and Notre Dame is rolling at this point, up 21. Alabama can't do anything as they add a field goal. And Alabama, we're at 30 seconds left. Are we going to get another score for the over? No, so the under barely hits here. But Notre Dame kills them. So the bulldozer fullback gets a tutty. E.J. Irons got a punt return. Lots of crazy plays happening today. So Bart Rogers, great game for him. And really, actually not really. It was mainly, looks to be Bobby Hall through the air. Pretty mid throughout. And then on defense, SFA player Donnie Donowitz, a sack. Jonathan Butler had 2. As far as extracurricular interceptions, not too much to talk about. And then you go to Alabama. E.J. Irons, he had an okay day. Would have liked some more yards, maybe a few touchdown throws. Andre Holmes popping off. And this team's missing Leonardo Ferguson pretty hard in the wide receiver core, not going to lie. And then Bob, oh boy, Bob Pork having a tough day. SFA player giving up 2 sacks. And then on defense here, you get an interception, Kennedy, but it just was not enough. And that is going to do it for this game. All right, only a couple games left here in BearCave. It's been a wild one for sure. But remember, we got game day coming up. Baylor and Kansas. Kansas, oddly enough, has a chance at the playoff. Who would have thought after they lost to Ohio that they'd be in that position? They've been on a tear since that loss. I don't think they've lost since they lost to Ohio on game day. So, all right. So what game is next up? Here it is. We got Minnesota and Michigan State. All right. McNasty, let me know. Kick or receive. You are at home, so no choice on the coin toss. If you're here, obviously. This is going to be a tough game. Michigan State is a 6-point favorite. We obviously saw them kind of dominate Ohio State for 3.5 quarters, and then they kind of just fell apart, pretty much falling victim to what Ohio State has done to really anybody over the last couple of years. You got to think they had McBurnfinger, they probably would have won that game. And then the over-under for this game is going to be 58.5, I believe. Give or take 1 point. I don't know what Nick set them at, but... All right, Michigan State, Minnesota. Minnesota still has a chance at the division, potentially. I don't know. Iowa might have locked it up this week. But Slade, this is a Jay Jetta-less Minnesota now, so they actually have a chance of succeeding. Slade Roden playing as a different player. Remember, we saw these boys on game day last week, Michigan State. They did not drop too far after the loss in the rankings. Still a top 10 team. Minnesota getting their first rank since early on in the season. Nasty wanted kicks. That's what we're going to do. And here we go. 7-2. Minnesota gets us off early, and they go up 2 scores. Can Michigan State come back? Oh, my. This is an interesting result so far. 17-0. 24-0 in the first quarter, and then they get a quick one back. Can Michigan State fight? There they go. Oh, my God. So down 24-0 in the second quarter. They battle back, put up 20 unanswered, and only down 7 going into the half. That is a massive comeback there. But Minnesota can't stop scoring here, and that field goal looks so rough, and man, they just are scoring at will right now. They're going to need a comeback of epic proportions as they are now down 25 at home. Oh, no, and then they don't even score. Oh, man, looks like this one is over for the Spartans. A late season collapse, 2 in a row. Down 18. Same score as the Arizona State game, I think. And Minnesota gets it done, 48-30 on the road. Let's see how this one shook out. It was Slade Roden early and often. Then you got Whitehead popping off for a pass and a run. That guy must have been tired all in the span of like 2 minutes. Man, tough game there. Minnesota might be a little bit better than we think. And they threw it again with Josh Whitehead, as Henry Green threw 2 interceptions here today. Whitehead over 100 yards. He was their leading receiver as well. Bradford Blazer only got 71 yards. Llamas, 5 pancakes, doing what they do. Theo Porter filling in for McNasty pretty well. 11 tackles. Got an interception from Travis Thomas. Some tackles for loss. A sack for Spence. But I don't see anything from our boy Dwayne Johnson, so he might not have had a great day. Only a tackle for loss for him. So kind of a tough day on defense. And let's see, Minnesota. Slade Roden, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Rashawn Bailey got 2. Slade Roden got 2. And then these guys went off. Steven Jackson, Braylon Hills. Devin Hester got 48. Blocking-wise. And then Shaquan Bowser, SFA player. Delvin Blizzard is an SFA player. 3 tackles for loss. Got an interception from Jason Harris. Irby didn't really do much. Leroy Jenkins got himself an interception. Former SFA, or is an SFA player. And Brian Orakpo. All right. So we got one more game here in BearCave. Due for some fireworks, absolutely. Based on what we saw from them last week. Florida State, Boston College. All right, so now we're going to go to the ACC here. Tails and kick, perfect, but this is going to be the final game of BearCave, so we're going to do a prediction here. Typically for this game, I always do just a who wins. So let's get that rolling here. Who wins, FSU or Boston College? You got 1 minute on the clock here. Get those Bob and us ready. Boston College ended the 2-game slide last week with a big win, and Florida State obviously had number 1 Clemson on the ropes, had them dead to rights, and their running back choked the game away. So what's going to happen here? Really, this doesn't matter too much for the division. It's pretty much over. It's going to be Clemson, but this definitely could impact whether Florida State is going to get the Citrus Bowl, which is the most esteemed non-playoff bowl for users. I don't know what's going on in the chat between Mike and Florida Man, but all right, we got Florida State, Boston College. What did we see? What did I see from Ides of March, tails, and kick? Hopefully, we're in for a better day today. If you lose, hopefully it's at least a blowout loss, right? All right, here we go. Final game of a wild BearCave here today. Lots of upsets going on. What's going to happen here? Florida State still licking the wounds from last week. Man, I don't know what's worse. That Clemson loss has to be because of the lore and just the situation, or Southern Miss. Like, that probably in the play of in of itself, the Southern Miss loss is worse. But in terms of everything surrounding it, the Florida State loss is just like horrific. All right, here we go. It's a little hazy here at Alumni Stadium out in Boston. Oh boy. So, what did you want again? Sorry, it is tails and kick. I almost picked heads. All right, here we go. Florida State, can they avenge last week? Get that nasty taste out of their mouth? Well, they haven't scored yet. So in a game last week where they put up 50 or 47, no points yet, and now they're down 13. All right, they finally get a score, but now they're still down 13. Down 20 going into the halftime. Oh, Lord. Did Clemson just destroy this team's season? 30-7, Boston College giving them the business here today. All right, Florida State adds one. Long way to go. And they quickly add another. Just no hope for Florida State today. Crushing defeat once again, it looks like. Barring a miracle of epic proportions, this game is over. And that's going to do it. 37-21. A 16-point loss on paper isn't too terrible. But there's really nothing going all game long here for Florida State. They just couldn't get anything going. De'Erico Claxton, I mean, good day, just not enough production, though. Hill, the fucker who gave up the fumble, fumbled again today. Leuha had 150. That is a bright spot there. Terry Nichols, 53. And then on defense, Montoya and Alvin Johnson had 4 tackles for loss. He had a sack. Shard Weeks. No extracurriculars other than the 1 sack. That's not going to do you good. And then obviously facing SFA quarterback Matthew Murray, having himself a day. Kyrie Irving, 143 on the ground. David Tyree, 192 in a tutty, SFA player. Lance Tomahawk. And then on defense, you got a sack here. You got an interception from Chad Weaver. Takeo Spikes got a sack, SFA player. Former 5-star, pretty. And then Randy Orton, the punter, got 2 tackles. Interesting game to say the least. Somebody who left the server quite a while ago. Right about a year ago, actually. So they're just now losing all their SFA players. For what it's worth, when you recruit an SFA player, typically from the time they start, their time on your team, if they play all 4 years, is going to be right around 1 year IRL. Because we normally go through 4 seasons a year. All right, so let's make sure we pay out the bets. Boston College getting it done. All right, and I have no idea how my bets went this week. I just tailed B-Dog because he was leading in the BearCave. All right, so we should have 1 game remaining. Let's make sure that's correct. And as always, as is tradition, we're going to go through Week 13. We've got Oklahoma and Arizona. A lot of losses between these 2 teams. Oklahoma State, Kansas, Michigan State, Penn State, Marshall, East Carolina. That'll be a fun one. See if Marshall can get bowl eligibility. Colorado, Iowa State lost a lot of its sting. UCLA, USC, Arizona State, Utah. That could be a good one. That's probably for the division. Buffalo, Bowling Green. Hopefully Buffalo loses there. Georgia Tech could finally, for the first time in his career, Mike, get his win record. Georgia Southern, tough loss facing Florida Man. Southern Miss taking on Notre Dame. Luckily, they got that bowl eligibility. Washington, Oregon, Michigan, Iowa should be fun. Stanford, South Alabama, Ohio State, Indiana. Ole Miss, Texas. Some really fun games this week. BYU, Texas Tech, ULM, North Texas, UTSA. Ooh, that's a dark horse for Patreon Watch Party. Army and Temple. Arkansas State and Troy. That will be a good one. Texas A&M, LSU, both bowl eligible. Ohio got to bowl eligible. Congrats to Coach Black there. Cincy, Rutgers likely for the division. Missouri, West Virginia. This will be another fun one. Minnesota, Wisconsin, Pittsburgh, and North Carolina. This one, once again, could be for the division. Another fun one. Wake trying to get a win. Boston College and Clemson. Likely a game day option for sure. If you remember last year, this game ended on a Hail Mary from Clemson after Boston College threw a arm punt when they didn't need to. TCU, Nebraska, Baylor, Kansas State, Illinois, Purdue. Lots of fun games this week. You got Hawaii and Fresno State, who just choked out of their minds. SMU, Houston. Obviously, the South Carolina-Auburn game. And that is it. It's a lot of games. All right, so I'm going to take about a 5-10 minute break, and then we'll be back for Kansas at Baylor. Beat the streak. Who is going to take it? As always, though, thank you guys all for watching. I really appreciate everyone participating in CC Sportsbook, BearCave, or just server in general. We will be back with game day here in a couple minutes.